Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where Britain is a central power in World War I. And obviously this will change history a lot, but of course we're going to a 1914 map. Luckily this came with the map that I got and it was all colored in. So yeah, that is good. And so yeah, I didn't make this, but I think it's pretty accurate. There are like India, I don't know if this is all, accurate or not, or up to date, but I think it's pretty good. It looks really good, but I do want to say I have managed to get most of it back and colored it in, but unfortunately my main map I accidentally saved over it and it was pretty much deleted, so I'm in the process of recoloring it. Luckily I did save the world map with the borders. I just had to color it all back in, so you'll notice, over here in Oceania and the Caribbean, it is not all colored in. The rest I spent a day or two coloring it in, maybe even 3, but yeah, luckily, well not luckily, I was smart enough to make a backup this time and, copy it. So yeah, but anyway, back to, today's scenario, and yeah, so what if Britain was a central power in World War I? And so this is 1914, and we're going to have obviously a few events happen differently than they did in real life, but it's going to be pretty similar at the start. Of course, we have Serbia assassinating Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Austria-Hungary sends Serbia an ultimatum. Serbia denies the ultimatum, and Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Russia declares war on Austria-Hungary. Germany declares war on Russia because of their alliance with Austria-Hungary. And then France will declare war on Germany. But this is where the timeline splits, because obviously it's hard to go around here because both sides have it heavily defended. So in our timeline, Germany went through Luxembourg and Belgium and then into France to try and capture Paris. But that is not what is going to be happening here. We don't have Germany invading Luxembourg or Belgium because that would bring the United Kingdom into the war, more so the British Empire, which if we just highlight that, that's already big, but add Canada, Australia, and that's kind of hard to look at, sorry. But, it's the biggest empire of all time, and, that isn't good. So, also, let me add provinces real quick, because that's probably going to make this easier. Okay, I just add provinces so we can pretty much see where cities are, like Vienna. It's still kind of hard, but anyway, yeah, we can jump right into the scenario. So, as I've already said, Austria-Hungary and Germany are at war with Serbia, Russia, and France, and also Montenegro, I think, because they joined in, and that is who's at war. And so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a whole lot about World War One. I know a good amount, but so Germany isn't going through Belgium, Netherlands, or Luxembourg, or Switzerland. They're not going through anything to get to France. They're just going to hold this front for now and focus more on Russia. And, they still think that Russia is going to take a little bit to mobilize. But as they're shifting their troops over here, Russia mobilizes faster than anyone thought, and probably in the same amount of time as our timeline, and they start to push in to Austria-Hungary, as well as this part of Germany. as Germany will still push into these areas of Poland, as I think they did in real life. But the Russians are going to focus over here and towards, is it Königsberg, I think? And they're also going to capture this area, which I think is called Memel, or maybe there's a city there called that. But they're going to push more deeply into this area of Austria-Hungary because, there's a lot of Slavic people here. And just like our timeline, the Serbian front and just the Balkan front as a whole doesn't really do anything. And it just kind of stays put. And we're going to have time go by kind of fast as Russian troops are, still failing pretty big. They're being pushed back by the Germans, but they're still pushing back the Austro-Hungarians, and so that is good for them. But we see Bulgaria enter the war probably sooner than they did in real life. But they're going to enter the war against Serbia, and they're going to wipe them out. Well, not wipe them out yet, but they're going to do what the Austro-Hungarians couldn't, and invade Serbia. And this will cause a fallback on the front, leading to the Austro-Hungarian capture of Belgrade, I don't know how to say it. But so they will push back, and with it, Montenegro will fall. But they will push back and occupy still a good portion of Serbia, and the rest will be occupied by Bulgaria. And I don't know, they might set up like little, puppet states here or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not going to go that in depth. But we don't have the Ottoman Empire joining yet. It's just Bulgaria. And, time goes by. Obviously not a whole lot. But the French will go ahead and actually be the ones to invade Belgium. And, Belgium is going to pretty much fall very fast, as German forces will be very scrambled and will come over here to defend this front. But the Belgians will be wiped out, and with it, the Luxembourgers. I think that's what it is, but the French will now push into Germany, basically reversing what Germany did to them in World War I. And this is actually going to cause the British to join on the Central Powers side. I don't know if this would really happen, but it's going to in this timeline, and the French will continue their push into Germany, as Frankfurt is still, it's very hard to tell the province color, but yeah, Frankfurt is, I think, here maybe here, but yeah, they will push towards that and maintain a good front. And Germany, of course, it's not like they're weak. They are still pushing back on the Russian front and have, I don't know where Warsaw is. I think it's around this area. But they've managed to push towards Warsaw, and that is good for them. Gotta be careful with these borders. That's the only thing that's hard about this. But they'll push towards Warsaw, if not capturing it. But they capture a large chunk of Poland, as the Russians will still advance towards, I believe, Königsberg. I think it's right there. They'll advance towards it. And the Germans are still holding a big front. And the Bulgarians are kind of just, chilling around. And the United States, they, are kind of, I think this was the war where their public was actually surprisingly pro-German, and so yeah, that's going to lead to something. Actually, let me check that real quick. Okay, yeah, so it was World War One. So that is hard for them to control. And actually, that's kind of never mind. But yeah, they are split because obviously the United States, their dream has always been to steal Canada from the British and, secure all of this area under their influence. But their citizens are, kind of pro-German right now. Yeah, also the Russians, they are, doing, it's going pretty much the same for them. There are some rebels over here in Austria-Hungary. Also, one thing to notice, that Italy has not joined the war yet. Yeah, they are split between the Central Powers and the Entente, I guess. But yeah, and they are going to stay neutral for now, just like the United States and other nations that want to get involved. And the Ottoman Empire is the only one who will actually get involved, and they're going to be getting involved on the side. Well, they're going to be fighting the Central Powers, actually. And so they will start their invasion into Bulgaria, which they have been preparing for, and it will go very well and very much in their favor. But, over here in the British areas, well, they'll actually just wipe out Kuwait, which is pretty impressive. They will also make some advances in Egypt, attempting to capture the Suez Canal. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, never mind. But yeah, they try to capture the Suez Canal, and fighting over here, down here in Yemen will not happen. It will mostly not happen. The little that does will just be the British making some little gains. And I don't know if it was intentional, but there's no border. Oh, 'cause it's unclaimed land. Yeah, just like all of Antarctica. But yeah, they will push into British territory and Bulgaria, but this will tilt the Balkans into a central power, into their favor, because they don't like the Ottoman Empire, and this will actually cause Greece to join against the Ottoman Empire pretty much as soon as the Ottoman Empire reaches the Greek border, and the Greeks will help the Bulgarians push back. Not a whole lot, but some definitely, and they also reconnect up with the ocean. And they're once again split, but they are going to tilt in favor of the Entente, just like the Ottoman Empire. I almost called them Turkey. But they are going to stroll right into Bulgaria, as they put pretty much all their focus there, because Bulgaria is, getting invaded by the Ottomans, and the Ottomans will have good success. And sorry, I'm clearing my throat a lot. But yeah, the Romanians and the Ottoman Empire, the Ottomans, will have great success in Bulgaria, as Sofia will be captured. And, there is even talks of resetting up Serbia. But up here, it's not the best for Romania. They've pushed out a little bit, but overall, they're getting pushed into. And the Russians are now, flooding their forces in to try and save them. as they've lost all gains in Austria-Hungary, and the Russians will help a little bit pushing back, but overall, the Austrian, I guess it'd just be the Hungarian, well, I don't know. The Austro-Hungarians will still keep some areas of Romania, and it's gonna go to a little bit of a standstill. Not much is going to happen. The French will still, continue pushing into the German Empire, and actually Africa. We haven't talked about that at all. Well, it's not going good for the French. I can tell you that. So the Germans and British are, of course, working together, and the Germans are pushing back in this Congo, Gabon area, and actually Free Belgian forces have actually done so as well, as they've captured areas of modern-day Gabon. And a similar thing will happen up here as the Belgians will push into modern-day Central African Republic. But now the French will be invaded by the British in the desert, and there's not a lot of focus on this, but it's they're still pushing back the French, and it's hard, but they're doing it because just gotta keep taking land. And they're also coming out of Nigeria, and actually let me redo that. But yeah, they're coming out of Nigeria, and also Ghana and Togo, and just basically the whole story of Africa is France is getting just absolutely obliterated. They're dying in Africa. Their empire is just falling, and the British will even start to enforce a big naval blockade around here, and China will, even though they're in civil war, go ahead and take this port back, although they don't make an official entrance into the war. But the French don't want to fight, so they're not going to declare war. And also there might be little things that this map misses. I thought the Germans had a port right here, like that, but maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, the Netherlands is also they're peaceful, and yeah, once again the war goes to standstill as British forces will start to go through Dutch Suriname as they get permission, and they make a naval landing in French Guiana and also enter out from Suriname, and will wipe French Guiana off the map and secure that area. And also there's probably some fighting going on in the Caribbean, and the British will wipe out any French areas. And yeah, right now Russia is going to start getting pushed back a lot. They are not doing too well. Their stability is plummeting, and their advance towards Königsberg has completely collapsed. They've even lost parts of Lithuania, and the Germans have for sure captured Warsaw now, and actually, for that matter, most of Poland. And they're also pushed out of Austria-Hungary, and Romania is also getting pushed into by Austria-Hungary, and these two countries will, that being Romania and the Ottoman Empire. I feel like I'm not talking real well today, but anyway, the Ottomans and the Romanians will work together to push the Bulgarians all the way out of their country, and the Austro-Hungarians will scramble to occupy Serbia. But unfortunately for them, Serbia will be reset up, and the Ottomans will push in. And also, the Greeks are getting pushed into as, they're just getting pushed into. And Albania is split on what to do, but we now have the Italians entering the war. And in this timeline, they remain loyal to the Central Powers, and they will start to get their military ready as the Albanian government is overthrown and replaced with a Entente one, and Italy sees this as very good for them because they come in here, they overthrow the Albanian government again, except they just get rid of it, and now it's Italian. So this is similar to what happened in World War II. But we see the Italians invade out and actually land on Anatolia, I believe it's called, and they will now begin to help the pushback of Serbian and Ottoman forces, and they will, put their army on this front line, and so that's good for them. They're also going to capture Corsica, and also on top of that, they will invade, probably not that area, but they'll invade French African claims such as Tunisia and parts of Algeria, and that is a help, but they don't cross these mountains. But now looking over here at the United States, France has offered them a deal. If the United States joins the war, and if they win, they will get the entirety of Canada. And the United States, they're going to think about this for a while, and they are going to end up declaring war on the Central Powers and start their invasion of Canada as they move into this area and capture the capital, I believe, somewhere over here. And, is that, I think Ottawa, but, yeah, they will move up as they capture this area, and I don't know what it's called. I know it's by Nova Scotia, but they will capture it, and the Canadians are not doing well because their population is right by the border, and the United States moves out, grabs pretty much all their population right here, and they're also moving up. They connect up and encircle the entire Great Lakes. They capture Quebec City, and they're starting to reach up to the Hudson Bay, and that will be successful as honestly Canada is not gonna survive, and Quebec will mostly fall to the United States as most of the population of Canada is now under American control. And this is going to kind of shift the war as the Americans will pretty much finish off Quebec and then Newfoundland. And this will pretty much cause the complete obliteration of Canada. And by that I mean surrender. They're not just gonna, obliterate the whole area. But Canada will surrender, which is very bad for the British. And on top of this, the Americans will go out and capture the Bahamas. And the British will, however, I believe the Americans control the Panama Canal at this point. Let me double check that though. Okay, yeah, so they did. The British will go ahead and take that, and that's gonna be bad for the United States. But you win some, you lose some, and well, for France, that's exactly what is happening, as Africa is going just horribly for them, and Spain is even helping some, and the British go over to Spain. They promise them, bunch of Morocco, parts of Algeria, even parts of Mauritania that Britain has already captured or is under Central Power control. And the Spanish are going to take this, and they're going to put their defenses along these mountains, but they're mainly just focusing on Africa because that's what they are promised. And it goes real well at first, and then French forces start pushing back, and they meet back up with the Atlantic Ocean, splitting Spanish forces into two. But the Spanish will also have help from the British, but Spain is not yet considered fully a Central Power because they only have intentions in Africa. And one thing, though, is the British and the Italians they're just destroying Algeria, and France is almost kicked out of Africa. In fact, Portugal, due to their alliance with the British, has even captured Madagascar and some of these other French islands. And so Portugal's in the war too, and now it's just seeming like a big, gang up on France. And the Italians, though, are not having as much success as they once did in the Ottomans, as they are pushed all the way out, and actually all the way out of their previous islands too. But the Balkans is getting very rapidly liberated from the Ottomans, as Serbia has just fallen, and the Austro-Hungarians have pushed into Romania. They captured Bucharest, something like that. I think it's Bucharest, but Romania has fallen, and the Russians just run in to try and preserve as much as they can as Bulgaria is reformed. And Bulgaria is reset up. The Ottomans realize that they are pretty much done for. The Austro-Hungarians gives Bulgaria occupation zones in Romania and Serbia as well. But I mean, it's joint occupation. And here comes the big moment, because the Battle of Istanbul starts. And as soon as it starts, it ends. The Bulgarians, well, not just the Bulgarians, the Central Power countries will capture half. I believe it's on both sides, but yeah, the whole European part of Turkey is captured. And from here, the Ottomans will manage to very, very briefly, for not even a week, capture the Suez Canal. And then they lose it, and they're pushed all the way out of Egypt. And this marks kind of the beginning of the real fall of the Ottoman Empire, as British forces will sweep in from Yemen, and the Ottoman Empire will come crumbling down as Kuwait is reliberated, and Iraq is also being invaded by the British. And, I don't know a lot, but I know what? I don't know what I'm saying either, but what I was saying is I don't know, what happened in real life with the Ottoman Empire, how, did they meet up over here? Did they, go further forward first? I don't know, but they're going to meet up in this timeline. And also, one thing I do want to mention is there's stuff happening in China, there's stuff happening elsewhere. I'm just focusing on the war, because I don't really know what else happened. Also, I just noticed Djibouti, and we're just going to say that the Italians and the British went ahead and split that. And the British are marching up into the Ottoman Empire. The Russians are terrified because their people don't want to be their people. They want to be other people. They want independence. That's what I'm trying to say. And the French are going to make a dramatic push, sending a extremely large part of their military, as this causes pretty much a complete withdraw from Africa, as their retreat is extremely large, and Spain will finally officially enter the war, as France is pushed all the way out of Africa, and it's really bad. And France is going up against so many countries, and it's really hard for them. And Russia, well, how are they doing? Well, I'm repeating a lot of the same words a lot. I don't know why, but the Russians are pushed all the way out of Romania and pushed into Moldova and Ukraine, and the Germans are just gliding through Russia like it's nothing. And it's pretty horrible. On top of that, the Germans, went into Switzerland. They got Lenin, and they put him in St. Petersburg. And, well, thus the Russian Revolution has begun. And with the beginning of the Russian Revolution, the Baltics declare independence, and also Finland does as well. But the Russian Revolution will begin, and it will have great success, as, it'll go like it did in real life. At least I think it did in real life, where, they just start wiping out a bunch of Russia, and it's a very successful plan, and, it wipes out a bunch of European Russia, and this is where Russia will leave the war, and, a bunch just will fall over. Ukraine does rebel, though, and the Soviets will push into the Caucasus area, as well as push up against the Ural Mountains, which I believe are right somewhere over here. And, so let's jump off that front for a minute, though, and go to this one, where the British have successfully surrounded all of, these French areas, or French Indochina, and, is that even the British color, actually? Should probably make sure I get it right. Okay, yeah, it is, but, they will move into French Indochina and make landing due to the naval blockade, and they capture a lot. They move in from India and kick the French out of this area entirely, and they also capture whatever islands they can find. The French are realizing that they are not going to win. And the Americans are realizing it too, but they're still going to try, and they're going to, start capturing Caribbean islands. But just like in real life, except a little different this time, Germany will send the Zimmermann telegram to Mexico, asking them to join the war. This time it will reach them, and the Mexicans will prepare their army and declare war against the United States as they start to move in to modern-day Texas, as the United States has too much on their plate, and they know they cannot win. France is just, they're not good. They're not doing good. And the Ottoman Empire is even worse, as British forces have just captured Cyprus and are moving rapidly into the mainland of modern-day Turkey now. and with the capturing of Ankara, will mark the Ottoman surrender. I cannot talk, and the Italians will be given back their islands and a little bit of this area. Wait, that's not the Italians. Wrong color. But yeah, they'll be given over an occupation, and if I can get all, the little islands, it might be there. But anyway, the Ottomans are gone, and the British are gonna go ahead and move a little bit into Russia, even though they have left the war, just taking what modern day Turkey has, and this will cause the complete fall of the Caucasus. And also something to mention, I know the Russian Revolution is a lot more detailed, and it's just, I'm not showing all of that. Basically what I'm showing is Russia is going bye-bye, and all this Iceland is falling because it's all ice. So you just have to declare that this land is yours, and it's yours. But just land is rapidly falling to the Soviets, and these two areas, I don't know, I'm going to say they break away and are taken over by the Soviets, or maybe just taken over by the, I don't know. Let's just, oops. I don't, they're gone, yay. But the Soviets are pushing into Russia, and, let me just do that. And, France is terrified, and for a good reason, because the Germans are they're pushing back and push the French all the way out. They also re-liberate Belgium and Luxembourg. I need to get the color for Luxembourg, so hold on a second, because I need to get a bunch of colors, because it's all about colors. And France is not going to do too good. The Germans rapidly push towards Paris, and that's bad enough. The Italians, though, are going to go ahead and push past the mountains, which I believe are the Alps, and push into a bunch of France. And the Spanish will do the same with help from the Portuguese. And for the final nail in the coffin, the British will make a landing in Brittany and capture Normandy and all of this area. As in the south, France will just honestly collapse as their forces will start to give up. They are at a point of, just no return. And the British will move over, as well as the Germans, over to Paris, and they will split the city. As shortly following that is the French surrender, and France is gone, and that's the main country that was left in the war. And also Russia is still getting ran over by the Soviet Union, and so that's fun. But let me take a quick look around, because I don't think I know the United States, but I don't think there's many other nations left. Yeah, I think it's just the United States, and it'd be very hard to invade the United States, and so instead, the British and the Germans and the Spanish and the Italians and the Portuguese and the Austro-Hungarians are going to send help to Mexico, and naval battles will continue as the British will win battles in the Caribbean, and will do very good as a combined force, which I'm going to color Spain, just because Florida used to be Spanish, the Spanish are going, well, not see, confusing myself. The Central Powers are going to be making a landing in Florida, and it's gonna go really good. It's hard, and the Mexicans will push back against the United States, as the British are going to go over to DC for another I don't know, and they're going to repeat. Well, they're gonna capture this little bay right here. But they are going to, unfortunately, repeat the events of 1812. If you know, you know. They capture DC, and the United States will go ahead and surrender and accept peace, as they know they're going to be gone. And so yeah, I'm going to drop a quick peace treaty, but I don't have much time. So yeah, I'll be right back. So this is a simplified peace treaty. These borders do not follow provinces. So the Baltic states are released from Russia, so is Poland. Romania gets a chunk from Russia, so does what's now known as Turkey. Finland gets released. The USSR takes over. The British get a bunch of land from the Ottoman Empire. Austria-Hungary gets this part of Italy and Cyprus. Italy gets part of Turkey, as well as Greece gets part of Turkey. Bulgaria expands. Austria-Hungary expands. Germany gets a little bit of Poland. France is carved up a little bit. And you can tell by now, borders aren't filled in. It's too lazy to do that. Spain gets part of the French African claim. France is also left with no more colonies, just like Germany after World War One. Italy gets a bunch of land. Britain gets a bunch of land. Germany gets a bunch of land. Portugal gets some land. And the Dutch actually get French Guiana. I need to get rid of these French islands. The United States gets carved up a little bit. Not too bad. They lost Alaska and Hawaii, though. Also, Texas, California, Utah, all these not countries. All these states over here. They also lost Florida to Spain. The French Indochina is now British. And, you can just look at the map. There's a lot that changed. But, yeah, that is going to be it. So, yeah, that's what if Britain was a central power in World War One. And, obviously, Britain being a central power doesn't guarantee all that. These borders are probably not what they would be. But, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.